final nail in the coffin in our playoff ambitions as we lose at home to bloody Bournemouth. 3-0 train wreck, of course. And is this, of course, the end for Tony Mowery at the helm of Blackburn Rovers? We'll talk about that and more next. Right, folks, back to another match review. Looking back at Blackburn Rovers shit show, train wreck collapse, of course, at the back end of the season as we lose at home to Bournemouth 3-0. We'll talk about that and more in a minute. Of course, big shout out to our VIPs. Of course, thank you very much to patrons. And of course, if you're new, amen, smash your subscribe and keep back to all things Rovers related, Championship related, world football related. We get all here, boys, under one roof. We'll be back, of course, next season in the Championship. Of course, we'll cover it just as we did like we did this season. But of course, who will be at Rovers next season? Will you be there? Will Diaz be there? Will Mowery be there? We'll have a look at it, all of it, of course, in a minute. Of course, big shout out again to my VIPs, patrons, and all that kind of stuff. But again, smash the subscribe if you do. But there we go. Let's take a look at the game. Of course, it did pan out in the end, not in the way we hoped. Had a bit of a damp squib, not really much in it, was it? 3-0 in the end. Bournemouth completely the divide, the class, the divide, or the chunk of difference between these two sides was monumental. Bournemouth well on track in a game where we dominate possession, which is not our usual way of things. But when we had possession, we did nothing of it. It says we had 8 shots on goal today, or 8 shots. For me, I didn't feel any chance that Rovers were in this game at all. Foot was not on the gas. It felt that we were missing. It felt like we were a man down. And at one stage, I thought we were a man down with confusion around Van Heck's involvement in the third goal, I think. Was it the second goal? But anyway, 3-0 it was. Billing with a couple of goals there. Solanke with the early goal in the 21st minute to give them the lead. And as you see from the stats here, it seemed to be one-sided, but the quality was there. Bournemouth, of course, we did beat them at their place, but they did beat us quite convincingly here, and it could have been 6 or 7, to be honest with you. We were lucky it was only this. And for me, I can't be dealing with this. I love Mowery. I think he's done a fantastic job. And at the time, way back when, of course, we were hired on the relegation season, I wasn't his biggest fan. I thought it was a bit of a mistake there. But, of course, no. He came in, 5 good years, strong years, decent years, steadying the ship, getting us bouncing back at the first attempt at League One to here at the Championship, steadying the ship, and of course crafting something. But there comes the point in any relationship, whether it's for friends, girlfriends, whatever, your manager, your work, your employees, your car, your house, there's a point in anything that you just want to change. And for me, I need a change. You guys might not need a change. You might think, you know, and I'm on this. I'm so tediously poised on the size of a fence that could go either way, because I don't know what's out there. I really don't know what's out there. I'm scared to see what's out there in the managerial world, because there can be some dog shit out there. I looked at the odds of the next QPR manager. I looked at the odds of the next Burnley manager. There is some dog shit out there that I am very, very nervous that Rovers might make the mistake at bringing in your Robbie Fowlers, your Mick McCarthy's, your Neil Lennons, of course, Warburtons. You know, there is some dog shit out there. But there's also some good managers out there, and it depends on which way Rovers will go with this, if they are going to go with it at all. It looks like they're going to make a change, and right here, right now, Mowery's in a job. I'm recording this pretty much straight after the final whistle. It's still raw, it's still fresh, it still hurts. Today was it. It was the final nail in the coffin, and we didn't deserve it. We didn't deserve it from Boxing Day onwards. We've been a shit show. We've only turned up on about a handful of occasions. If we wanted to be in this mixer, we would have scored penalties. We would have not thrown away 2-goal leads, but we did. And you know what? It's kind of come full circle. I was at this point where I had enough of Mowery last season, so for me it's not a rash decision. And again, I know there's perks for staying with Mowery, safe pairs of hands. Him and Dak have got a good rapport, and of course he has brought in some really good players on loan. Of course, we've had it last season, Harvey Elliott. We had it this season with Van Heck. But there is peaks and troughs. There's winners and losers in a lot of stuff. We've seen the football is one dimension sometimes for Rovers. If it's not working out, there doesn't seem to be a second gear or a different format to play football. We've been pretty easy to unfold or unmask, especially when the chips are down. And there has been no real response since January. And again, if we were in that position, I want a manager that's gonna reinvigorate us, keep the faith, keep the belief, keep everyone moving in the right direction. Of course, relight the fire. And for me, Mowery. And again, he has been a tremendous warrior, a servant for the club. And he's put his personal life on the back burner. And for me, I think, especially the owners are maybe mistreating him a little bit by not being clear of where the future lies for himself. I think it is his own best interest that Mowery says, you know what, I'm going to put my family first and, of course, move on and go back home and maybe look for a job more closer to home. And I'll be there. And I'll appreciate him. And whenever he comes back around, I'm sure he'll be back at Ewood in the opposition dugout if it was to be the way. And I will be welcome, receiving, appreciative of his efforts. And I don't get to say that very often. Paul Lambert, no, I would not really like to see him back again. Owen Coyle or Henning Berg or Appleton even. That Paul Ince, we saw him quite recently at the Majayski. I don't have those good feelings for him, but I do have good feelings for Mowery. I'll put him alongside the Mark Hugheses. I'll put him alongside the Graham Souness's of the world, the Sam Allardyces of the world, and keep them as good, long-lasting memories. But for me, he should have maybe walked last season. He should have made the walk, but of course, Venky's are doing the cheap thing and not to cough it up. But anyway, the tail of the tape is right there. See it. Here it is in a bit more detail then, shall we? For combined stats, we had one big chance, of course, and we missed it. They hit the woodwork once as well, counter-attack as well. We'll break it down a bit more detail here in the first half stats then, shall we? Of course, 57% for Rovers in the first half, 43% possession for Bournemouth in the first half as well. They had more shots than we did. They were the better side in all shapes and all sizes. Of course, we were not in this game, and again, Bournemouth had that quality. They didn't even have to go to the bench really. The Kiefer Moores of this world, they've put a lot of money in this team that I think is a championship team. So the problem is, if they are to get promoted, what's going to happen with these championship kind of players? Your Jamal Lowe's, your Kiefer Moores, your bloody your matey boy from Peterborough, your Dembele's. They're not really going to get any action. I think they're not good. They are not good enough for the Premier League. They're good enough in this league. The Cantwells and all that kind of stuff. I think they might be in a loan anyway. But there's a lot of kind of question marks about their purchases. You're either going to cast them off. And again, maybe Rovers could benefit from that with, of course, the selling of our own players and maybe getting the cheap cast off Jamal Lowe's and all that kind of stuff. They're not going to be good enough in the Premier League for Bournemouth, for sure. So, anyway, that's, of course, the first half stats. Not really much to get from that, really. Just take a look at it yourself. I'm not going to break that down for you. I'm not really. The second half, again, look at that. We're chasing the game. We have more possession of the ball, but the quality's not there. And again, the Bradley Dack Tony Mowery relationship is going to be something that's going to take a massive wallop in the balls, because it's like a father-son thing for me, and Dack does clearly have a fondness for Mowery. And what's he going to be like working for a new manager? Will Dack get the minutes, get the games, of course, next season under a new manager? He might not think. He might decide, you know what, forget about it. I want something different. We've got to be careful what we want. And Venky's, I'm hoping they've seen this. They've seen this for a while, and maybe they've seen this from around January, February onwards, when there was talk of Mowery signing a new deal way back then. And then, of course, they held their cards tight. They didn't jump the gun, which is good. But hopefully they've got their shit in order and they're going to make the right call and bring in the right guy to, of course, change things around. And again, I'm going to be keeping my eye on Twitter, see what goes on. And of course, if you do see it before I see it, let me know. Follow me on Twitter. DM me directly. Hit me in the balls with a DM and let me know that breaking news, because I'm going to be out in the shops very soon as well. Let's take a look at the starting lineups then, shall we? Of course, Rovers, Kaminsky between 6, Wharton. Bit of success, I think, Wharton. And of course, looking forward to him next season. I'm going to say goodbye to Van Heck. Tremendous little pickup it was for a loan. Pickering, of course. Jury's out still on you. I think you've done an okay job, but we need to see more quality from that. Of course, Darren Lennon, that could be his last game as a Rovers player. Addy Park, I'm sure we'll say goodbye to him next season. Travis will wear the captain's armband next season, I imagine. Again, new manager might have a different idea on that. Maybe Barry Bannon comes in. I'm hoping Barry Bannon would be an option for somebody. Of course, if Sheffield Wednesday don't go up. There's a lot of permutations going around the Football League as to what can happen. And again, we'll have to see what goes on in the next week or so. Rothwell, probably said goodbye to him. Ryan Hedges again next season. The jury's out for you. You've had a couple of games where you shone up today. I thought you were shit. But again, jury's out. Gallagher, hopefully next season, somebody plays you down the middle. I think there's 10, 15 goals in you. I think you could regularly do that. And again, with your height, your build, your tenacity, you've signed the contract. You are bleeding blue and white. You just need goals to deliver, of course. And hopefully somebody will use you for what you really are. You obviously love the club. You signed a new deal, unlike others, where others are gonna go for bigger money or get paid more elsewhere. You, for me, have shown the belief, like Kaminsky, like Travis, by signing new deals and being here for next season, and of course being true representatives. You are of an age of 26, 27 years of age now, so yeah, you're vital. You are vital for the future of the club, and hopefully you will be scoring goals next season. Buckaroo, of course, a key player for next season, and Diaz, again, probably the last time we see him at Ewood Park, unless he's playing in the opposition dugout. Take a look at the subs then. We did see the likes of Dak, Pavida and Dolan coming on. Of course, Dolan, again, big player next season. Dak as well. Zifouk, I think we're going to say goodbye to you as well. I think we will not take you up on that loan deal, especially if a change of manager comes in. As for Bournemouth, Travis between sticks, Lloyd Kelly, Phillips, Zamora, Smith, Lerma, Cook, Christie, Anthony, Filling and Salagi. Very, very spicy looking team. They're going to go distances, they're going to go far, and of course they're on the cusps. But of course, big game for them midweek. We'll talk about that in a minute. Of course, Woodman didn't get on. Meppen did come on. Dembele and Lowe. Kiefer Moore, he must be thinking, what have I done here? Sign up here. He's barely got a minute, but he has scored a goal. Take a look at the match ratings. Now, this is, of course, match ratings from a third eye point of view. They've given the man of the match to Travers Billing with a 9.1 there. Sanalanki with a 7.9. As for Rovers' best player on the pitch, according to these guys, was Lennon with a 6.9. Van Heck with a 6.8. But again, 3 goals conceded, not great. We've been shit. We were shit today. We've been shit for a while. And down the graphic there, you can see where all the action zones were right here, right now. Let's take a look at the shot grid then, shall we? Of course, Rovers represented by the orange. Very, very few shots there, to be honest with you. Pretty damp squib of it. We had 673 touches compared to their 503. More passes as well. And then they did. And again, they were very, very unlucky not to add more to the tally. Bournemouth were definitely the better side by a distance. I'll look at the heat maps then, shall we? Of course, Rovers preferring the right-hand side to the left. Of course, Bournemouth, again, prefer the right-hand side to the left as well. But, of course, better coverage for them for the time being. What about Mowery? Could this be his final post-match talker at Ewood Park? I do anticipate him to be here next week. He might even walk away now. I don't know if he will walk away now, because then, I don't know. He could walk away now. I don't know. We'll see. Or at least admit that he's done. Officially done. But anyway, here he is. Post-match thoughts. Mowery, take it away.
Team, we know that. I think the long spells we were in the game, I think we needed to take a chance. I think Brereton was through one-on-one for staff at the side of the post. Second half, he was through one-on-one. Keeper saved it with his legs. We needed to take a chance, really. I think you could feel their quality on the pitch, the danger, the more attacking players we put on trying to score a goal, the more vulnerable you become at the other end. But that's what football is. That's why the top strikers get the top money, because they can punish teams who leave them one-on-one with defenders, etc., while you're trying to score at the other end. So, yeah, you felt their quality today. I think we worked hard enough. I couldn't question their endeavour. Disappointed for them, disappointed for the supporters after, I think one of you told us it was mid-February we were sitting second in the league, and it's obviously frustrating that we missed out on the playoffs with a game to go. But I think there's growth in the football club and in the team, and I think moving forward, I hope the club can start to invest again back in the team like it has in my tenure. We have bought Adam Armstrong, we have bought Ben Brereton, Sam Gallagher, Joe Rothwell. I think COVID, hopefully the COVID era is coming to an end, and the owners' business can start to thrive again, and maybe the budgets can get back to where they were 3 years ago, and it maybe give the team a better chance to progress. But they've got. I feel as if I'm leaving them with some talent in that squad and some assets there, and hopefully they can continue to grow, and who knows what the future holds for them.
Without this turning into a saga, you're now talking that you are leaving them. Mm-hmm. Is that confirmed now? You are leaving the club?
It's confirmed in my mind, yeah. Nobody's told me anything. I've told you before, there's been no conversations with the football club. But I'm not stupid. I understand with a week to go and no discussions on contracts that I am leaving. So, listen, I hope the overriding factor is, like every football manager wants to leave a club in a better place than he finds it, and I hope that is what the case is. And we're all frustrated that we didn't make the playoffs or we didn't get to the Premier League. But I think the aim for the football club must be to continue to grow and continue to develop and continue to invest in the team. I think, you know, the one glaring thing at the moment is Ben Brereton Diaz. If he does get sold this summer, how much is invested or reinvested back into the football team? Because good footballers win you good football matches, and you need sometimes to buy them. Ideally, you buy them cheap and you sell them high, but that only happens when you polish them up in the time in between buying and selling. And hopefully the club, the next coach is a development coach who works with young players and can find a way to make the young talent that's coming through at this club better.
Can I ask at what point you were clear in your mind?
Oh, quite a while ago. I said to you before, I live by a set of values really, and I would never. I just had half an hour in that dressing room with the players in total silence, listening to my thoughts and advice, and as I keep saying it, and I know it probably irritated a few years. They are young boys, they are young men really, and they just need some thoughts and guidance and somebody who's been there, been through it, seen it, done it, and you know, love's not too strong a word. I don't think I love them lads down there. They fight, they work, they listen, they want to be Premier League footballers, but they need a bit of help. I can only see good things as long as a development coach is developing the team really. But I also understand for the support base, just get somebody who wins. Let's wait and see. I don't think that the correlation of that isn't quite right too. So if you just want to win and you get somebody who just wants to win, you have to spend money and bring in some players who can help them do that. And because at the moment this is, as I say, is a young team that's got plenty of talent but needs continued guidance.
Is there a desire from you, Tony, to take next weekend's game now that there is nothing to play for, sort of thing? Yeah,
absolutely. Again, that goes back to values. You know, it's important that we walk around the stadium at the end of the game. It's important that you finish the job. I'm not somebody who if I do it for the group, for the players. You know, I was saying that Trav was here the day I walked in playing for the 23s. John Buckley has been here since he was 9, I think. Darragh Lenihan's been here. We've had 5 and a bit years together. I look in their eyes and they are, I don't know, sad, excited though. I think they can feel that there's something bubbling in the football team that's actually all right, and the club need to make sure they get the next appointment right, I think.
What's been on social media then, shall we take a bloody look? Where is it? We're on it right now. We're going to start right here. Where are we? There we go. Mike Beattie said, not being funny about Tony Mowery was lucky to finish the season, let alone moan about not getting contacted about a new contract. Hopefully we make a solid and positive appointment. I agree, hopefully we do too. Pretty much sums up 2022. This is Gareth Battersby. At least everyone can stop kidding themselves now and finally write off the season. Tom the Bod said, may as well play some kids in the next game. No point starting players who won't be around next season. Meanwhile, JM, aka Rovers USA. Nice. Thanks for everything, Tony. Hate to see him go out like this, but thankful for everything he's done for the club. Hopefully the new manager can come in and sort some of these contracts out and get some more young talent in. Rosina says, absolutely gutted. I agree. Me too. As Solstice Inc. said, it would have been a pretty successful season. Whereabouts we would end up. But having found ourselves where we were that period, games we shot ourselves in the foot, can't help but feel we threw the season away. A golden opportunity we may never get for a long time. Indeed. I'm not going to go anymore. There is more out there, and maybe we will be back with another special video later today. We'll have to see about that. What about, of course, what's going on elsewhere in the Championship? Have a look at it. Take a bow. Sheffield United, they, of course, are in the mixer for top 6. Of course, beating QPR, of course. Warburton will be walking away. He could be a contender. Again, it might be swapping one evil for a one fillet of fish for another fillet of fish in those. They're kind of similar sort of stuff, really, and they both bottle dropped their season, so be careful what you wish for out there. Of course, Preston did beat Barnsley, bounce back ability for them. Middlesbrough 3-1 win for Stoke. They're in the mixer as well, and of course, Millwall will join them with a big 3-0 win over Peterborough. We'll look at the table in a minute. Of course, Cardiff against Birmingham, what I'm looking at that, ended up as a draw. Forest 5-1 winners over Swansea. They turned that game around as well. Coventry did lose to Huddersfield. Reading did lose to West Brom. Of course, Paul Ince, he's been shit in the end. He did get one over Rovers. Of course he did. Who didn't? And Derby with a 2-0 win over Blackpool. Now, Wayne Rooney is one that's lingering. And I'm not biggest fan of Wayne Rooney. Never been the biggest fan. But he is doing bits with a Derby team that has no resources. It'd be interesting, wouldn't it? I don't know. Mowery, Rooney, for me, I don't know. Again, Rooney can get something out of this team. I don't know how. I don't know why. With a skeleton crew, with a skeleton wages, skeleton anything. Imagine what he could be like with some money, with a bit of backing. I don't know. I'm on the fence. It depends. If it's your Neil Lennon on your Rooney, give me Rooney. And of course, Fulham against Luton Town. I don't really care now. That game means nothing to me. But we'll be there at the bitter end, of course. This is what the table looks like right here, right now. Of course, Bournemouth are in the driving seat in second spot. But of course, if they lose to Forest on Tuesday/Wednesday, they could flip-flop around, and of course, Forest could be in the driving seat into the final game of the season. It'll be spicy, very, very spicy indeed. As for the players, Forest are at least secured, as are Huddersfield. Luton Town still got a bit of question marks around them, as are Sheffield United. And right now, Middlesbrough and Millwall still have contention and may be sneaking in to the top 6 as well. Barnsley, Peterborough, Derby are down. Rovers are 9th. We could still finish 8th, but that's the best we can do. And for me, it's I did say 10 for the start of the season, and we may still fall beneath that. This is, of course, what's going on the rest of the season. Of course, Bournemouth against Forest is on Tuesday. I don't know. I really don't know which way that will go. Meanwhile, of course, Bournemouth will end up against Millwall. Whoa! A big match for Millwall there. Rovers go to St Andrews. Will probably win. Mowery likes tonking over Birmingham, doesn't he? Don't really care about that game, to be honest with you. I might wear it. I might even be naked. I don't really give a rat's ass. It's kind of put up a damp squib of the season. Forest go to Hull City. I expect them to tonk them quite convincingly as well. Luton Town against Reading. Stoke against Coventry. Huddersfield against Bristol City. Preston against Borough. Spicy. Swansea against QPR. West Sheffield United take on Fulham, I believe. I can't even see it. There it is as well. So that's, of course, to look forward to. But it's it. That is it, guys. Smash your thumbs up. Smash your subscribe. Damp squib. The season is over. Of course, is Tony Mowery over as Blackburn Rovers manager? Where will he be next season? Will he be, of course, on the job market? Will he be taking it easy? He's still pretty relatively decent age for a manager. He's still got a couple of jobs left in him. I think he'll do wonders for a team that is in League One. Your Barnsleys, your Sunderlands, of course, your teams that are in the northeast area. Who are looking for an experienced coach, and I think he could do bits for somebody next season. Who else went down as well? Peterborough now, and won't go there. Derby, maybe we'll swap managers with Derby. I don't know, but that is it. I'm a little bit gutted, but of course it's been brewing for a while. But at least now I know where we're going to be next season. We're going to be in the Championship side next season. Things can start to be prepped and planned for next season, and hopefully Rovers are doing that behind the scenes. Get your shit sorted out. Get your organisation done early. Get it done early, Rovers. Announce the manager. Announce the departing manager. Confirm it. And bring in another manager pretty quick time. Give him the whole of pre-season. We don't want to be dwindling into the month of June and July. Hopefully you got your shit sorted out, because you've been knowing this for a while now. You knew his contract was up. You knew shit was going to get sorted out. And we've got to get, of course, backroom staff and all that kind of stuff chained out. Time for a change. Let's get it sorted out. Let's get it done now. But of course, we'll be back next season regardless. But until then, boys, I'm done. Smash the old subscribe. Smash the thumbs up. We'll talk about everything else later on. But until then, we're done.